A woman's ghost reportedly named her killer in chilling detail before a conviction. A mutilated boy's identity remains a mystery for over 6 decades. These are just 2 of the baffling stories you'll hear today. True crime captivates us because it blends human drama with mystery. But some cases reach beyond the ordinary, evolving into strange puzzles that baffle investigators and haunt us still. Today, we count down the top 5 strangest unsolved true crime mysteries, where eerie clues, bizarre circumstances, and unanswered questions endure. From sequestral interventions to cryptic killers and inexplicable deaths, each case invites us to peer into the shadows of human experience. The dead woman who named her killer. 1977, Chicago, Illinois. The victim, Teresita Basa, was a respiratory therapist found brutally murdered in her apartment, stabbed with a butcher knife and her mattress set ablaze. The disturbing nature of the crime shocked the community deeply. The brutality focused not only on her body, but also on the symbolic destruction of her personal space. What followed defied logic and introduced an element of the supernatural into this grim narrative. A coworker, Remy Chua, who barely knew Basa, began experiencing vivid nightmares and inexplicable visions of Basa's murder. These were not fleeting dreams, but deeply intense episodes that compelled Chua to reveal intimate details about the crime scene and the identity of the killer. Remarkably, Chua disclosed how the victim's stolen jewelry ended up with the suspect's common-law wife, facts that were previously unknown to the police. Authorities, initially skeptical, found themselves verifying these clues and eventually convicting Alan Showery, a hospital orderly. The mystery, however, did not end there. Was this breakthrough the result of true psychic powers? Or did Remy Chua have access to secret knowledge she concealed behind claims of spiritual contact? The blurred line between belief and evidence left investigators and the public uneasy. The tragic death of Teresita Basa and the eerie role her spirit supposedly played in bringing justice is a haunting reminder of the thin veil between reality and the unknown. This story pulls us into the anguish beneath the crime and challenges how we perceive justice and the supernatural. Could the truth lie in the shadows of fact and faith, blending these worlds in a way we might never fully understand? The Boy in the Box, 1957, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. In a story both heartbreaking and surreal, the bruised body of a young boy, estimated between 4 and 6 years old, was found in a battered cardboard box by a hunter wandering through a wooded area. Naked and wrapped in a faded flannel blanket, the child bore signs of blunt trauma and medical intervention, suggesting a brief and painful life marked by suffering. He was dubbed America's Unknown Child, a haunting symbol of innocence lost and a mystery that has lingered unresolved for over 60 years. Despite a nationwide search, thousands of tips, and forensic advances, no breakthrough revealed the boy's identity or who was responsible for his death. The nearby foster home where the boy was believed to have lived drew attention, especially after a psychic-guided search uncovered items resembling the boy's personal effects, including a bassinet and blanket. Yet every lead seemed to slip into murky uncertainty. Decades later, confessions from unstable witnesses raised more questions than answers, with no conclusive resolution. The nameless child's story became a ghost in the historical record, a poignant emblem of forgotten youth and unanswered questions. The deeply emotional thread here is a child deprived of both a name and justice, his silent plight resonating through generations and touching the core of human empathy. What terrible truth lay hidden in the shadows of his short, lost life? Who failed to protect him? The MI6 Spy in a Bag Mystery. 2010. London, England. A case that combines espionage with eerie mystery. Gareth Williams was a brilliant mathematician and codebreaker working for GCHQ and seconded to MI6. His lifeless body was discovered in his London apartment, naked and locked inside a padlocked sports bag placed in his bathtub. The baffling circumstances surrounding his death have invited intense speculation and conspiracy theories ever since. How could he have ended up locked inside a small bag, sealed from the outside, with no sign of forced entry? Was it a horrific accident or sinister foul play? Williams was known for exploring bondage as a personal interest, but forensic experts doubted he could have orchestrated his own death in such a manner. The victim's phone was mysteriously reset remotely before his death, hinting at involvement beyond the personal. Authorities concluded that criminal involvement was likely, but never identified a suspect. The intelligence community's silence surrounding details only deepened the mystery, fueling speculation about covert assassinations or espionage-related motives. This story is a tragic portrait of a brilliant mind lost in chilling isolation, enveloped in a web of secrets larger than the death itself. The emotional impact lingers in the contrast between the victim's intellectual prowess and the cryptic, confined end he met. Was this a covert assassination orchestrated by shadowy forces, or a tragic accident drowned in secrecy? The Dyatlov Pass Incident, 1959, Ural Mountains, Russia. The chilling mystery of the Dyatlov Pass involves 9 experienced hikers who met their deaths in the remote, frozen expanse of the Ural Mountains under baffling and gruesome circumstances. Their tent was found shredded from the inside, as if they fled in terror, and several bodies bore severe, unexplained injuries. Cracked skulls, broken ribs, and internal bruising, with no external wounds to explain such trauma. Some victims were missing their tongues and eyes, while hypothermia undoubtedly claimed all. Official investigations suggested an avalanche as the cause, yet many details defy this explanation. Odd footprints in the snow, strange radiation levels found on some clothing, and eyewitness reports of mysterious lights in the sky have propelled alternative theories. Secret military tests, Yeti attacks, or even extraterrestrial intervention. The victims remain frozen in time, their final moments a chilling enigma that haunts those who study the case. It represents a strange and silent end to young lives full of promise and adventure, cut short in the most bewildering way. The emotion is palpable. Trapped in a frozen nightmare, these hikers' fate is a stark reminder of nature's merciless power and the unknown mysteries lurking in wilderness. What force beyond natural explanation claimed these lives? And why has the truth remained buried beneath the snow for over 6 decades? The Zodiac Killer. Late 1960s, Northern California, USA. The Zodiac Killer is infamous for terrorizing the San Francisco Bay Area with a string of brutal murders, psychological games, and cryptic communications that have ensnared investigators and true crime enthusiasts for decades. He sent letters and ciphers to newspapers, taunting the police and public with chilling messages like, "I like killing people because it is so much fun." Despite numerous suspects and incredible detective work, the killer's true identity remains unknown. Several of his complex ciphers have been solved, revealing disturbing insights, but others still elude decryption. The Zodiac's ability to elude capture challenged law enforcement and sowed fear and paranoia across communities. This case echoes through generations, reminding us of humanity's darkest depths and the terrifying consequences of unresolved evil. Families of victims and the public alike remain haunted by this story, caught between fascination, fear, and frustration at justice left undone. The emotional gravity of this tale touches on primal fears, of an unseen predator, of chaos lurking beneath civility, and of unanswered questions that tug at the sense of safety. Could the Zodiac still be alive, slipping quietly through the cracks of history? Or has his shadow claimed new victims under anonymity? These 5 cases share a haunting pattern: fragments of truth locked beneath layers of obscurity, tragedy, and human complexity. Whether guided by eerie forces beyond comprehension, cloaked in secrets, or lost irrevocably to time, they stand as profound reminders of how unfathomable human stories can become. What draws you most? Are you captivated by supernatural whispers, baffled by scientific enigma, or driven by the relentless pursuit of justice? Engage with us below. Share your thoughts and theories. If you crave more strange and dark narratives, please subscribe, like, and ring the bell. Together, we'll explore the shadows of humanity, one mystery at a time. Don't forget to subscribe to Real Mystery Reports for more strange, dark, and profoundly human stories. New true mysteries every day.